All right, guys, what's going on? Needs more drums back in Melody Bay in City Skylines 2 for another episode of our series. And so if you remember in the last episode, we made quite a few positive strides in terms of balancing our budget. So we're still losing money at the moment, but this gap has been dramatically reduced. I think when we started the last episode, like our income was like down here and our expenses were like up here. So as you can see, we've made quite a bit of progress. And at the very least, we figured out a way to increase demand and, just find steady income streams or ways to get steady income streams into the city. So what we're going to do today is kind of expand on that methodology and those processes that we were working on in the last episode in terms of, expansion and just bringing some more businesses and industry into the area. And so you can see we still have a very healthy demand for industry and office. And we want to keep an eye on the unemployment rate here. So we're at 5% right now, which to me tells me this is actually in a really good spot. And we could zone out some industry, we can zone out some residential. And as long as we kind of do a little bit of both of those, I think we'll be in really, really good shape to keep making some income. So the end of this episode, at the end of this episode, I would like to have a positive cash flow. And then from there, we can, kind of let the game run, maybe even a little bit off camera, build up some funds in the bank, and then start paying back our loan and focus on some potential infrastructure upgrades to the city, such as, investing in a rail line. We have kind of the groundwork just with these dirt roads to kind of, visualize where the train tracks are going to go. But I do want to start bringing some trains in the city, both passenger and freight, as that will really help stimulate some city growth and everything like that. So I would like to get to that sooner rather than later. But, like I said, for now, we just want to focus on expansion and building up this population, this income stream, and, getting our city kind of back on its feet. So let's go ahead and jump right into the first part of today's episode, which is going to be building out this area here. So let's see what we're going to do. All right, so right here is going to be a big focal point for our episode today. And so if you remember again in the last episode, we ended by dragging out this avenue and kind of connecting it up to this road here, which in turn turns into this highway, or this 2-lane rural highway that goes kind of out here to what will be the countryside, all in due time once we can invest in some more map tiles. But for now, we can't do that, and I don't want to buy anymore because we don't really have the money for that at the moment. But at the very least, this is kind of giving a framework of where a potential highway is going to go. So what I envision in the future is a highway that goes all the way out this way, potentially even if we could get it to snake through the mountain somehow. I think that would be really, really cool. We can have a really scenic kind of byway around like these mountains and these hills. And we kind of have a nice path here. It's not the easiest terrain to work with. I would say this would be quite a huge infrastructure project. I don't even know if we could do it here, but just somewhere where we can make a connection to this highway here. I'd like to be able to do that. But at the very least, there should be a highway that comes all the way down here, all the way through the city here, and can connect back up to this highway here. And so I'm envisioning in the future like converting this avenue into more of a higher capacity road, or even building something kind of alongside it that serves as like a highway to between these two connection points. But for now, we have this avenue. So what we're going to do is we're going to build out this area kind of to the end of this map tile here. And what I'm thinking for this is that it's going to be a combination of residential kind of up here where this farmland is, and kind of over here, and then some industry over here along the water. And, over here, I would like to have a little bit of residential property on the water. So some nice like coastal, oceanside living or whatever. And same with like up in these hills, we have these interesting terrain areas to work with. So it would be cool to kind of build some homes along here, but also, keeping a nice distance from this industrial area here. So maybe thinking if this could be like this spot here could be like saved for a significant like service building or something like that, like a school or a college, maybe something like that. So I might kind of keep a space here between the industry and the residential, and maybe not a college there, but you get my point. Like something that would kind of serve as a nice separator between the two zones. But again, this isn't going to be a super heavy industrial area, just kind of a little bit along the coast here as a little separation, because we have this rail line that's going to go here eventually. But yeah, I've done enough talking. let's go ahead and get to it. And as we're doing this, we're also going to zone out kind of our main street here, which is still vacant because I don't know why I just keep forgetting to do it. So let's go ahead and build this out, and we'll even encroach on some of this farmland a little bit, and I think start to push this out over here to the countryside that, you know, we'll build a little bit later on. But, you know, this is very out of place at the moment, so I think these 4 are probably going to go and be converted into some residential or something like that. So let's go ahead and get started with the build, and I will talk to you guys in a little bit. All right. We are so close to breaking even here. You know what? I'm actually going to save the game real quick. There we go. Because I have been experiencing, not super frequently, but even since the release without any mods, I still experienced a couple crashes here and there with City Skylines 2. So I would hate to have built this and then it just, crashes and goes away. And I'm really happy with this. I like the way that it's turned out. I'm kind of envisioning like a cool little, sort of like a little point beachside community here. And then once we get this tile and this tile unlocked, this dirt road is going to turn into a main road. And then we'll have kind of a little city center right here. So that's why I built this little, like, this is going to be like a gated community just with probably a couple of small houses, small little condos, something like that, just right along the coast. But then this main road is going to come kind of all the way down here, or at least close to it. And then we're going to get into more of a bigger grid system. So you can see here I was using like some smaller grids. It's kind of like a 3 or a 6 wide grid instead of my usual like 8 to 10 that I like to use. So this is just a little bit different than the rest of the city, but I'm liking it. It kind of gives a more scaled down, part of the city, and it's a nice contrast from, this part over here. So I'm going to finish zoning out a couple of these spots, and then we're going to let this grow for now and turn our attention to this part of the city where I was thinking about doing a little bit of redevelopment. And so let me just finish zoning out this, and then we'll get here in a second. So stay tuned. All right, and there we go. There is this pretty much zoned out for now. Yeah, we have our little gated, or what will be probably a little gated community or something here, just kind of off the beaten path a little bit. Some nice, more private homes for some of our potentially wealthier citizens, and eventually, which now they are poor, but all in due time, right? We're slowly but surely getting up there in terms of building up the wealth in the city. Yeah, so we have that. We have this little community over here, and then this will be a little bit more, probably some medium density and stuff once we get some of these roads built out. But for now, I'm liking where this community is sitting, and I'm gonna leave it like this for now. So we're gonna turn our attention over here, and I was just creeping up into the green here, so we're like literally right on the edge of making some money, which is just awesome. And we still have 80 grand to kind of work with here, and we're not gonna do a ton of, well, actually, we might do a ton of redevelopment here. So first, before we do this, let me check on our electric. Yeah, so I'm actually going to bump up the budget a little bit because we're getting into the dangerous area of having our electricity budget be over 100%, which means that pretty soon we're going to have to start thinking about another power plant or some kind of way to get more electricity in the city. And I don't think right now, we're trading any. I mean, maybe there's some connection here that I'm not seeing, but I don't think this is connected to any kind of outside power connection. So we might be in trouble in that regard. So we might have to just think of another power plant upgrade and a place to put that in the future. But luckily, we still have quite a bit to work with in terms of bumping up the budget and increasing that electric output. So we'll just work with what we have for now, and the city's not getting too massive. But anyway, so what I'm thinking of doing is right here, this whole area is going to be a little bit redeveloped. So this avenue, I plan on bringing this kind of through here and connecting it to this avenue here. So we have another kind of main road around here, and it might be a little bit of an interesting shape. Probably just a diagonal road, you know, to here, and then we'll straighten it out. But then this will probably end up connecting over here somehow. So we'll drag this out kind of this way. And I know we have this forestry area, we have these, but this is, you know, there's no hills here or anything. And again, this is probably going to get pushed out. As I plan to do with this industry. When I first started the city, I envisioned that all of this would eventually get kind of pushed out of the way. But, you know, we're getting to that point where we kind of need to make different and better use of the space. And that'll help us, you know, be able to expand these tiles later and move the industry out here where I wanted it to be originally. So things are going well. But yeah, so we're going to kind of drag this avenue over here. We're going to remove this farmland, move this farmland. This industrial area, I'm probably going to... I might keep it for now, but I'm also thinking about putting a little bit of an industrial area maybe over here, kind of right off the highway. So I might reclaim this farmland and do that and make this a little bit more residential focused. But either way, we'll kind of see what happens with that. My jury's out on whether or not we're going to keep this as is or not. But yeah, at the very least, this is going to be a heavily residential area. We still don't really have a big demand for commercial, and I always wonder why that is in this game. It seems like commercial demand is just really, really low, like at all times, and it's kind of strange, to be honest. I mean, I don't really know how to. So we have like some nice pockets of customers over here. Yeah, I don't know. It's just really strange why there's like never a demand for commercial in City Skylines 2. It seems like. So I don't know. Could be a bug with the economy. Who knows? But yeah, even from the start, there was never a huge demand, and we don't really have a lot. We have a few stores around here. We have a couple here. We have no commercial like in this whole area over here. Even the yeah, look at the commercial building is not even that there's no company in it. So on these mixed uses. So that's really weird. These people are gonna have to drive all the way over here to like go shopping, which I find to be a little bit unrealistic. I'd imagine that there would be more commercial zones over here, but I don't know. I guess we'll keep playing and see if that changes. But maybe there's something that I'm missing. So let me know in the comments if you know of something that I'm overlooking, why there's like no commercial demand in the city. But anyway, let's go ahead and keep developing this, and I will talk to you guys in a little bit. All right, and we have just reached Boomtown, which is awesome because we got more development points, more expansion permits, which we don't need yet, and more money, 150 grand. And speaking of money, we are finally in the green. So what I've actually done is I've raised industrial taxes by 1%, which dropped the demand a little bit, but we still have a pretty consistent demand, so I'm not too worried about that at the moment. And the income from this was like, it was like $20,000 extra a month. So it was very, very a smart choice in my opinion. And the residential taxes actually raised them by 1% as well. And you can see demand is still really, really high. So I'm not too worried about the impact of that. People are still pretty happy. We could see, yeah, fair taxes all around. We do need to work on some city services again in the near future, but now we're making some money. So I may just let the game run for a little bit. Oh, we have a power issue again. Oh, jeez. Oh, that's not great. Okay, hold on a second. Let's oh my. Oh, that's not good. Okay, so I see what has happened. It's the typical vicious cycle of overloading the power plant, and then your water gets overloaded. So you gotta like kind of raise the two together. So we're gonna do this, then we're gonna do like that, and then we're gonna see if they kind of balance out. There we go. So now once this is kind of stabilized, you see now we're still barely in the green here. That's better, and we're still in the green, barely. But yeah, that power situation really put us in the red for a little bit. Yeah, so I don't know. We're gonna have to see what to do about power. So in the future, I think we're gonna go for some kind of, I don't know, probably a cheaper one, maybe a gas or even a geothermal. But geothermal just needs a lot of area, whereas the gas one doesn't. So we'll think about that in the future, in the very near future probably, because yeah, we're right on the cusp of actually being able to grow the city anymore because of our power situation. So I think what I'm going to do is just let this run a little bit, really get some cash in the bank. And then in the next episode, we'll think about instead of expanding the city, maybe think about some city services. And if we need to make a new power plant, where we should go about doing that. Because if we look at our pollution map, we can actually see that the power plant is kind of encroaching on the city. So I want to move the industry out of this area, and especially this power plant. That was not a smart choice by me at the beginning of the series, so I don't want to keep this here. What I might do is maybe we'll even see if a power plant can fit kind of on this little island here as sort of like the end of the city, and we can have some power lines that kind of run along here. That might be not the worst idea. Also, we could think about putting one over here by the port, but I kind of want to save this. I feel like we'd benefit more from just having a big industrial area over here rather than a power plant. So we'll see about that. I could always put it like somewhere like out here, but I really would prefer not to do that either. Oh yeah, we are exporting electricity. Oh, that's awesome. Cool. So yeah, maybe we'll do something like that. Maybe we'll put it like over here or something if we have the space, because I know those power plants in this game are actually pretty big, but I can't really see any other use for this tile other than like an industrial area or like a power plant or something like that. So we'll think about that a little bit. But yeah, in the meantime, we'll just kind of let this run, let the money keep coming in. We're making about 20 grand a month, which is not too shabby. Hopefully we can get, maybe like 500K in the bank and then kind of go from there. But yeah, so in terms of future episodes, next episode particularly, I would like to save some money, get a power plant upgrade so that we don't have to worry about electricity at the moment. And then we can expand out this area. We can start to reclaim some of this farmland, make the like a big residential expansion over here, kind of really start growing the city, and then maybe even start increasing some of the density in some of these areas over here, making this downtown really kind of come alive. And you can see we have some weird zones going on here. I'm not, super happy with a lot of these. I mean, just the layout is kind of, not very ideal, but I guess it is what it is. It's just, this game is not the easiest to zone things out, but I mean, we're working with what we can. So we'll see, kind of what happens. But yeah, I don't think we can do high density yet. No, we can't. So we got to wait for another 2 milestones to get actually the actual high density zones. So what I'm thinking of is making some maybe some bigger medium density apartments, things like that. But anyway, that's all in the future, but we really need to focus on some city services. So we're just gonna let this run, get some money in the bank, focus on power, maybe some internet, definitely improving the healthcare situation because we have this one clinic that's just being overrun. Oh, that's really bad. Yeah. So we need like double the capacity here. So yeah, I'll probably put another clinic over here or something, and you know, work on getting that all balanced out. And the education could use a boost too. I don't even think we have a high school yet. And is this already, oh my goodness, we're already at a power situation again. Oh, this is not great. I want to deal with this before it starts to affect our water. We're just going to do that. And hopefully that will keep the money coming in. Looks like it is, so that's good for now. All right. Well, anyway, that's enough talking. We've done a lot in this episode, and the city is really starting to get back on its feet, which is fantastic. And what I can do maybe too is I think my budget for my budget for healthcare is actually still really low. So maybe once we make some cash, we can actually bump that up just a little bit to kind of ease this issue for now. But yeah, city services coming up probably in the next episode. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Hope that the city starts to improve a little bit more, but we're chipping away at some things slowly but surely, and I'm really liking how it's turning out. So thanks again for watching. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.